The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café. This is the United Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Pit Life BBQ podcast. Join us around the pit as we talk all things barbecue. Now here is your host, Johnnie Mags.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Pit Life BBQ podcast, coming to you live from the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe in Salem, New Hampshire. Chrissy, what's up?
What's up, Johnny?
Happy Monday morning.
I know. Happy, is that the word? Okay, let's use that word. Happy Monday morning.
So, folks, as you all know, can figure out, the show is always on Tuesdays, but day after a holiday, we all know how that's been running for me.
Yeah.
So we took advantage of my guest availability. He was able to make it. So we're recording this
Yesterday.
Yeah,
do that Inception.
Just throwing me all off on that one.
We recorded this yesterday.
We recorded this yesterday.
We're currently in the past.
So if I don't give you a shout out or Anthony don't give you a shout out, that's why.
Yeah.
We all love you. We all know who's there. Daddy Dutch, Big Rome, Mrs. Mag.
Yeah, I'm on time today, Kent. You're welcome.
Yeah, we're real early today, Kent.
Yeah, Kent. Where are you right now?
All the boys and girls out there.
Yes.
So let's get into it, Chrissy.
Let's do it.
Today brought to you by
Uncle Steve's Shake. The number one best tasting shake on the planet is Uncle Steve's Shake. Uncle Steve's Shake is handmade, hand-measured, hand-mixed, and hand-packed. Uncle Steve's Shake is made with the finest of ingredients and comes in now 15 awesome flavors. The latest 3 being CJ's West Coast Shake, the new Texas Cajun, and the new All-American SPG, which is no sugar, no MSG, vegan and keto friendly. So if you really care about those things, that's the shake for you. Don't forget also Uncle Steve's sauce with no name. It's my personal favorite. I'm almost out, by the way, Uncle Steve. No matter what you are eating, Uncle Steve has a shake for it. If you have any questions, Uncle Steve has great customer service to help you with all your shake needs. Go to UncleStevesShake.com to order your shakes today. Also on the website, you're going to find fantastic tips and recipes for those shakes. You'll be amazed at just how versatile these shakes are, folks. And while you're online, why not head over to Facebook, which you're probably there right now watching the show. So after the show, go over to Uncle Steve's Shake Nation and join the group to stay up to date with all the latest creations made using Uncle Steve's shakes and maybe even share some of your own. It's time to step up your backyard barbecue and your competition barbecue game with Uncle Steve's Shake. Uncle Steve's Shake, shake some on what, Johnny?
Everything.
Who else are we brought to us by? You by.
Two Guys Smoke Shop and TwoGuysCigars.com. Whether I'm barbecuing or not, I always keep the smoke rolling thanks to my friends at TwoGuysCigars.com. Thanks to my friends at TwoGuysCigars.com, I get to smoke some of the best cigars in the world, and so can you. Just visit TwoGuysCigars.com for your perfect barbecue companion. That's the number 2, GuyCigars.com.
Today's show also brought to you by Magna Chef Gloves. Whether you're the family grill master or a professional pit master, quality tools are going to make it easier for you to be your best on that grill. Longtime firefighter and founder of Magna Chef, Al Infante, might know a thing or two about fire management. He has designed the Magna Chef gloves and the Freedom Barbecue gloves for you to get in and out of fast. With the magnetic swivel plates on the wrist you can easily slip in and out of these gloves. They will keep your hands cool and allow you to cook and grill safely. No more getting stuck in hot gloves. Depending on your glove preference, Magna Chef has 2 fantastic options. The classic Magna Chef barbecue glove, which is made of food-grade silicone, web fit for a firmer grip, dishwasher safe, one size fits all, heat rated to 500 degrees Fahrenheit, and comes in 5 awesome colors. They also have your second option, which is the more traditional 5-finger flexible and pliable grip, a 14-inch long cuff to protect your forearms, made of heat-resistant neoprene, heat rated up to 932 degrees Fahrenheit. These gloves are going to help extend your time over that fire. Both styles of Magna Chef gloves are great for barbecue and also kitchen use, so head on over to magnachef.com today. That's MAGNE chef.com and order yourself a pair of each. And at the checkout, make sure you use the promo code FREEDOMLIVES for 10% off your order. Magna Chef barbecue gloves, master the fire. Freedom barbecue gloves, take a stand, free your hand.
Also brought to you by CustomCuttingBoardsRUs.com. Ian Hemming is building what I consider the Yeti of cutting boards. These out of Magnolia, Texas. These boards take an absolute beating. I'm going on year 5 of mine, and they are still holding up fantastic. From the dishwasher board, which is your standard countertop board, to the absolutely massive 18 by 36 inch brisket board. And for the pizza lovers out there, we got you covered too with the pizza board for the perfect even slice every time. Deep lip reservoirs, catch all the beautiful au jus and juicy goodness from whatever proteins that it is you're cooking. The rubber nubs on the bottom, so even on a wet surface, the board will not slip on you. No more accidental cuts and stitches because the board slid on you. Multicolors available. Personal engraving also available, so your company name, your team name, all that good stuff. He can make it happen for you. Check him out at customcuttingboardsrus.com. That's customcuttingboardsrus.com, the letter R, us.com. Beautiful.
Into it, yeah.
So let us go. I'm excited. This is going to be good. Really great guest, you guys. If you follow us on YouTube or social media, you might have seen a few of us using these products. The fire cups. The newest fire starter out on the market today. They are fantastic. But let's get the whole story from the owner and proprietor of Tiger McCool Barbecue Company and Fire Cups, Mr. Anthony Schanhals. Anthony, what's up, brother?
How you doing, Mr. Maggs? How you doing, sir?
I cannot complain, sir. Thank you so much for taking time. We know it's a little bit early out there for you on the West Coast, so I definitely appreciate you doing what you can to make this happen today.
No problem, sir. No problem. Just in here working away on those actual fire cups.
Nice, nice. So, Anthony, tell everybody how you got your start. You know, the barbecue and cooking journey, all the way up into fire cups.
Okay, I'll give you the quick breakdown. I grew up in a family. My dad was always a backyard griller. You know, we always had a place out at the lake, Lake Havasu, familiar with that on the West Coast, and beach camping, stuff like that. So it was always a Weber grill, you know, some Kingsford blue bag and some Kingsford lighter fluid. I mean, if you didn't have that smell combination as a kid, you probably just didn't know it was right. And then, you know, being on the West Coast, tri-tip's really popular with us. So we always had Sunday tri-tip. Dad would always, you know, do up a tri-tip and go to the liquor store and get a special kind of import beer to go with it. And, you know, maybe make some new vegetables. You know, it was always try something, but tri-tip was the base. And I moved out when I was probably like 21 when I was in college. And my parents got me a little nice gasser, you know, grill, little, you know, whatever. And my roommates and I would, you know, cook on it. And one day I seen the neighbor throwing away an old Weber kettle. And I'm like, hey, man, are you throwing that away? He goes, yeah, you want it? And I go, sure. I grew up with one of these things. They're cool. I got this gasser, but, you know, it is what it is. 2 days later, the gasser went into the trash can. And for the next 45 or 25 years, I've been cooking live fire only. I've never owned a gas propane grill since I was 21 years old. And I just got really heavy into barbecue. I got heavy into going to try barbecue places, even though we don't have very many out here. But I would travel 4 or 5 hours to places that were local, try barbecue. And then I just got bit by the bug. I'm sure like everyone else does. You know, that slow smoke, everything. Trying look. I didn't even know what rubs were. I thought, you know, salt, pepper, and some Lowry's and some onion powder was a rub. You know, I thought I was doing it up all fancy with a little bit of cumin or something on there. And then, of course, we got people like Uncle Steve that changed the whole rub game for everybody. Shakes, actually, you don't actually rub the meat on there. So
That's right.
And so that's pretty much my barbecue journey. I started Tiger McCool Barbecue Company pretty much spawned out of the pandemic like everyone else does. And I was just selling barbecue every weekend out of a local market, doing Instagram pre-orders, you know, every week. And kept me busy for 2 straight years. And I wanted to expand, so I looked into getting a bigger smoker. And I called up Scott Smith from Southern Sea Smokers. He's won the Jack Daniels back in 2018 or 2015. He's got a 180 and a 700 and a KCBS, so he's up there. He's got a perfect brisket score. And I had him make me a Limo Junior custom made. Got my dimensions and everything at it, and I got it here and I unpacked it all, and I had got my ash pan and all this, nice ash pan that comes with it and everything. And then I thought to myself, well, how do we start these things? What do you use? And Scott says, a propane torch. And I said, I'm not going to stand there upside down for 5 minutes lighting a propane torch. I'm going to think of something that I can set underneath that. And the fire cup was born. I just started R&Ding and thinking of ways to. I started off with sawdust and dryer lint and anything that I could get to sit right underneath there.
Yeah.
The fire cup was made, but the fire cup also spawned and birthed other products that we use. So then the fire bridge was born. The fire bridge sits right on top of the ash pan now. So now your starter is right below your gravity feed, and it's trickling down through the ash pan, so you're not making a mess. It's got the perforated metal, and just snowballed one thing after another. Solution based, basically people would throw us a problem. Hey, I need to light this pit this way. What do you got? The fire starter won't fit in the opening that comes with it, or they burn too black or dark, not clean enough, and just solution based. Every time someone throws us a curveball, we try to fix it. And a barbecue mentor of mine, and he's also a Team Fire Cup competition member, Steve Conaway, he said, hey, keep building the perfect mousetrap. And that's just kind of what we're doing. Every time someone gets out of the trap, we just make it better.
Nice. Now I have a couple of the fire cups here. There's a little bit of a heft to it, nothing crazy heavy, but they're firm.
Yeah,
so they're packed good. Nice. It's wax cup. Then your material, and then there's
our California custom blend.
And then there's obviously everything's held together by like a wax film. But you just said the California custom blend. Excuse me. How long was the I guess the R&D process to get it exactly how you wanted it, so it doesn't burn out in a minute, or doesn't sit there and burn for a half hour at a whack?
Yeah, minus all the. I've been, we've had the website up for almost 2 years now, so we've been doing it for about 2.5 years. As far as where the cup is, like the cup you're holding, I think that probably is the OG cup, in the middle of the road. The OG cup. That's the one I started with. That's our all-around go-to. And the funny thing is the reason why there's a junior cup is because the tomato and the egg users didn't like the OG. It was too much fire. They wanted something dialed back. Just like Jeremy Yoder from Mad Scientist. He loves the XL cup. He can light a stick burner, with one XL cup. Get a 750-gallon rolling with just one of them. So the blend started with me was working with the filler. For one, I started just using oak. I, have a hammer mill. I was just hammering mill and chipping out my own chips, sizing them, which took forever to get, perfect ones that would fit in those cups. Once I got the fill down I liked, I started messing with the wax. And you got to keep it all natural, so I use the soy wax. But there is a small paraffin blend in it, and the paraffin is just what's on the top. That's what gives that a quick ignitability.
Okay.
Is with the paraffin. So the blend started with just oak, and I like it. The thing about it is they burn really fast. It's a hot fast, but it's not a very, very sustainable long fast, which no one was complaining about. I just watched it in different applications to where I thought to myself, this thing could burn a little bit hotter, or this thing could burn a little bit longer. So I started working with the Woodshed in Orange. They've been my wood supplier since I was a small child. And they started their own division of Sharp's cooking wood. Patty and Mike did. So I went to Patty and I said, hey, I want all California grown hardwood. So now we have, it's almond, post oak, citrus, and avocado. It's all locally grown here in California. It's all sourced here. It's all processed here. So I took out my manufacturing aspect of making my own chips, and now that's made custom for me by the Woodshed. So Every single blend is going to be the same. All sized perfectly, so I don't have big chunks and little chunks to where, it's not burning as consistently as it needs to be. And I've on my 5th manufacturer of the cup. Believe it or not, the actual cup itself is a key part. So if there's 5 different manufacturers out there, that tells you there's 5 different versions of that cup. The one I'm using now, I think, is hands down the best, and I won't deviate from it. And that's pretty much as far as the fire cup goes. It's just it's so versatile. If you talk to Daddy Dutch, I mean, he leaves them out in the rain and they still light. People light wet wood with them. I've had guys in your neck of the woods tell me they wear out now, had a Bic lighter, which doesn't give a lot of flame, and one click of a Bic lighter lit a wet fire cup and saved their butt. Jeremy Yoder likes to keep them because, the packaging is part of it. I use a really thick Ziploc heavy-duty bag. You can throw them in your backpack. You're not having to worry about crushing a box. You're not worried about them getting crushed in the box. If you were kayaking and you dumped your kayak over, the bag's going to float. You're not going to get a soggy, cardboard box or, whatever. So they're just versatile for everything you want to use them for.
Yeah, like I said, I got the bag right here, and it's not your typical Ziploc sandwich bag. Just opening it, from the sealed, you can feel, because a lot of like the Ziploc sandwich bag, you do this and you're busting the seam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
XL bags are even heavier duty just because the cups are so heavy.
Yeah. So they're going to be well protected. And, and like you were saying with Daddy Dutch, left it out in the rain. Excuse me. We had the comp a couple weeks ago. And as soon as we finished setting up, in comes the storm. And the storm hasn't stopped in 17 days, I might add. It's been raining every day since Friday, the June 2nd. But yeah, I had these out there and, hitting the water off of the canopies and, all of a sudden, boom, right there by the thing. It's like, oh, shit. I go, so, kind of shook it all off and like, oh, here goes friggin' nothing. and boom, right up and just, in a way we went. Oh well. But yeah, so like you were saying, that's no word of a lie. Even wet, they will light up.
Yeah. And the wind, I'm sure if everyone that's used them in the wind, the wind ain't gonna beat a fire cup. Wind, rain, cold. I've seen Scotty with Scotty's backyard barbecue out there in the snow. He literally cleared a section of snow out on the ground, put his fire cup down. I think he had an asphalt patio or something. Lit his fire cup with the snow around it. Picked this fully engulfed chimney up. Dumped it out. That fire cup sat there and burned for another 5 minutes in the snow and the wind, and he filmed it.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, I don't live in Wisconsin or New Hampshire or Iowa, and I love it the fact that the fire cups are in I think 32 states now. As far as where I've shipped them, we're in 8 states now as far as retail. We've made it across the United States with Florida, Wyoming, Texas, California, Utah, and multiple versions of those states too, multiple locations.
Yep.
So it says a lot that they're versatile in different climates. Florida, northern, Pacific Northwest, Pacific East North, all that good stuff. To where I don't have that weather where I'm sitting there going, yeah, you know what? Well, it's barbecue season. Let's break out some fire cups. It's barbecue day every day here. So.
Oh yeah. You're not running into hey, it's 12 below zero. Let's fire up the smoker, and the snow's coming in sideways.
Oh yeah, we have a location in Casper, Wyoming, Grease Monkey Barbecue, and they do great sales. But I can tell when my retail orders are slowed down because it's November, December, January. That no one's even going to his store to buy stuff, let alone barbecue. And so I get it. I know when my sales pick up around the nation, as far as when the temperatures pick up.
Now, like we were talking, obviously them wet, the wind, and I I should have asked you this before, but correct me if I'm wrong. Did I see, or am I imagining something else, of someone actually having a lit fire cup and pouring a bottle of water on it?
I've done that at a demonstration, so it's not on video, but I've done that. Someone walked up to me at a live event, and I have my little orange Weber that I just keep lighting fire cups just all day long, so people can see how fast they light. They'll walk by 20 minutes later and the same cup's still burning. Like, oh my God! I'll use a colored cup just so they know I didn't switch it out or something. And a guy walked up and he was kind of busting my balls, and I was cool with it because that's what you got to do when you're out there dealing with the public and your product. And he straight up opened his bottle of water and dumped it right on my fire cup, and that thing sputtered, and it kicked back on, and it started burning. His buddy goes, "Wow, dude!" And I go, "I'm cool with you doing that, but don't try to make me look like a fool in front of all these people. I know what my product's capable of."
Yeah. That was the wildest. It's literally dumping a bottle of water on it, and it kept on going. So even though water wasn't stopping it.
I have a video of one, and the flame is actually burning completely horizontal. The wind is blowing it that hard, and the thing will not go out. It just took the flame from this way and laid it down that way.
Laid it down on the side. Oh, that's wild. So like you said, it's proven that the whatever weather you can throw at it, they're gonna hold up. Now, you took into consideration the different people using it, the different vessels to do it, like the big offset smoker like Jeremy had. You got the XLs. Then you got the OGs for, everything else.
All around your charcoal chimneys and stuff like that.
Then the smaller ones for your Kamado, big green egg guys.
Yeah, and your little campfire hibachis, your little kebab grills and stuff like that, your tabletop grills. I have the Masterbuilt portable grill. The junior fire cup was so Masterbuilt makes their own fire starter, but they don't make one for that unit. It's designed perfectly to fit in there. That's why I've made the Masterbuilt gravity fed series mods and the Char Griller, because those are the two common readily available big box stores that you can get those from. And so that's what the bridges were made for. Also, not just my gravity fed. I make them for those. I also make custom choke plates for the Masterbuilt, so people were having problems with the chunk wood going through and melting their flaps. So we make stainless steel inserts with perforated holes, so that doesn't happen anymore. Basically, any pit out there that you're using, whether you built it yourself or it was built in China and you bought it at Home Depot, we make a product for that pit. It just might not be the specific one, but it's going to work, and that's what we pride ourselves in. Is everything that we put out there is going to work in whatever application you have.
Nice. And now, so you've expanded the fire cups into like those, the pans and the shelvings.
Yeah, we make the fire cage. We actually have the new, the badass charcoal chimney, the ultimate charcoal chimney that you can cook on and camp with.
That's what I was leading to, the chimney. And that came out of, people asking for it, or, this just, hey, I can take the regular chimney and put your own spin on it, your own improvements. How did that come about?
Okay, so if you're familiar with SCA competition, State Cook-Off Association, 90% of those are in a parking lot of some kind of retail location that's hosting it. So, the kind of running joke is, I'm going to go cook steak in a parking lot for $1,500. Well, that's actually what you do. Yeah. You get a golden ticket as you're standing right there in a parking lot. But so a lot of them they light their chimneys on the ground because they're using small cookers, they're using their M grills or their PK or their hasty bake. They're using grill grates only, so no one's going to set a charcoal chimney on top of your grill grate. That's your money maker right there. I mean, you don't scrub it with duck fat spray and a wire brush every 30 seconds if you want to light charcoal on top of it. So I noticed a lot of them were using big round, the biggest charcoal chimneys they could buy, so they can keep feeding their little burners, and so that's like their feeder little pit. And then I've seen some guys online, and I'm sure one or two people might know of the people that make their own charcoal chimneys. And I saw one, and it was $100, and it said it was 18 gauge. I thought to myself, wow, that's a lot of money for 18 gauge steel. Long story short, we made the ultimate charcoal chimney. And it also has its own ash can. So now you can set the ash can down in the parking lot or wherever you're at campsite, put your chimney on. You're going to be completely collected. You're not going to ruin anything. You're not going to melt anything below it. The chimney is bulletproof. And then, so a lot of people like to, cook. I'm not asking an SCA guy to use a 10 gauge experimental grate for his steak competition. I'm asking the home cook that loves to do a quick sear to go ahead and get the grate. And these things are bulletproof too, and you can cook all day. It doesn't have to just be the cooking grate. It can hold your pot and pan on there. It can do whatever you want. Warm your buns. You can put a foil basket on here. It just makes the chimney more versatile. And we did a 4-hour test burn with heavy mesquite lump, and medium oak split. I fed it consistently for 4 hours straight. And it's sitting right here behind me. It didn't even have a blemish. It didn't even change colors.
Yeah.
And the heat that it gave off was amazing. So I got 4 of us together. We set it in the center of the ground and sat in our camp chairs and measured our distance until we couldn't feel the heat anymore. At least 15 feet away from it, we could still feel heat coming off of it.
Oh, wow.
As far as using it as a heat source, now you're done cooking and you want to sit around and do some s'mores or something, or just shoot the breeze and have a whiskey in a cigar, and that thing is still, you reach over, grab a little split and toss it in, and now you're feeding a mini campfire all night.
No shit. That's great.
Yeah, Johnny, it's pretty amazing. The things that I've done to it and it's done for me is pretty badass. The next thing is a griddle top. The only problem with the griddle top is in my prototype, there's no grease disbursement. So if you got to, want to do a smash burger, the problem is I'm having, the juice strip running down the sides of the chimney. So I'm trying to think of maybe like a channel or a drain or a notch or something. But yeah, there will be a 1/4 inch thick, full blown skillet top for that thing.
Oh, wow. That is
bacon and eggs in front of the campsite, man, on a charcoal chimney.
That's fantastic because
and by volume, so it's I measured. I bought 5 of the ones you can all buy, the Kingsford, the Charter, all the nice ones. I spent $35 on one of them. The thickest metal was 22 gauge galvanized. 22, and that's why they can make them in a round circle and punch them out like that. The deepest volume was 8 inches, and the largest volume was 7. So this is 8x8, complete square, 8x8, perfect. The distance between your bottom and your insert plate, as we call it, to where the fire starter, obviously, we make the fire starter, so we're going to make sure our fire starter lights the perfect height that we like it to. So the inserts are set to a specific height. And that 16 gauge carbon steel is just bulletproof, all stainless steel hardware on it. And so now by popular demand from our retail locations, they want us to scale it back a little bit.
It'll be 7x7,
and it'll be 18 gauge. So lightens it up a little bit, takes a little bit of volume out, but it makes it more versatile for the everyday backyard cook to use it or to fit.
Okay, cool. But that style, the chimney, that's interesting because the competition we were at 2 weeks ago, one of the stipulations, because on the property we were on of a large alcohol beer company would not allow fire pits. So, a lot of the guys had, and they're just sitting there. And like you said, the temperature went from 95 degrees and sunny to raining sideways and 50 for the rest of the weekend. And I would have my chimney starter and, standing by that and letting it warm. So if that, if you're saying you can feel that from 15 feet away, that's one way around that. I'm like, dude, I'm just lighting my coals for the smoker. and everyone's sitting around.
That's like our rules here at the lake. You can't have a camping fire, but you can have a cooking fire. So when the game warden comes up and I got my chimney rocking with hot dogs, oh, this is a cooking fire, and then 10 minutes later it's a camping fire.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That one just hit me. I'm like, oh, okay, that would work in that case.
Yeah. I have a few videos on YouTube. I mean, I only do YouTube just to show our product. I'm not an actual, personality. I don't film myself doing anything except for the product. But I stand on it, jumped on it, pretty much drive over it. I mean, it's bulletproof. I don't know why you'd want to wreck something, but if you had to wreck it, it's not going to let you down. Just like with the head-to-head competitions with my competitors in the fire starter industry. I'm sure a lot of people know. I don't mind saying the name. You got Tumbleweed, you got Wax Cubes, and Jealous Devil came on the market with their cute little bath bombs or cocoa balls or whatever they are.
Yeah.
And, I'll go head to head with all those because I don't have a problem with it. Anyone can do the video. I can take a random person down the street and say, hey, film this. So it's not skewed. I'm not using some super special fire cup. I'm not using some messed up, hacked up version of my competitor. I'm opening the box just like the same one you'd get, and it's head to head. If you look at the boom, I mean, you can take a boom with 2 fingers and you can crumble it.
Yeah.
Try crumbling a fire cup. Smash the fire cup with your hand. Your hand's gonna hurt right now, dude. I guarantee you'll hurt your hand before you break that fire cup.
I got a grip like a bear, and because you're looking at it, and okay, you got your wood chips. And like I said, it's a wax cup. So, folks, a lot of the same type of wax cups you're going to find at your local burger chain now, because they have the pump action ketchup and mustard condiments. These are those same wax cups. And I'm sitting here, and it's not budging. It's not budging. Even putting them both hands, it's not okay. It went a little bit, but that was just the cup itself. The packing and the material, that's solid, folks.
Yeah.
And,
same thing with a tumbleweed. You can take a tumbleweed, and I can have a whole entire tumbleweed in 25 pieces in the palm of my hand. Same thing. It's with durability. If you want to go. It's 3 tumbleweeds to 1 OG. Jeremy Yoder made a joke, 10 wax cubes, 10 wax cubes to 1 OG. 2 to 3 booms to 1 OG. It's just anything that they throw or they try to throw at us, we got to beat hands down. I'm just dealing with, the name Royal Oak, the name Weber, the name Jealous Devil. The thing about all those 3 products, and I can stand by my product all day long, all that wood is grown in California, sourced right here. The only people that touch that wood are Californians and Americans. All those packages say made in Mexico, made in Chile, made in China. I can stand by my product and say everything you guys touch is made here. Even the made in USA stickers are made in USA. I don't mess around. So
there it is right there.
Yeah,
made in U.S. right on the packaging.
Yeah,
that's
that's one thing that a lot of people that have taken my products on and start small retail, small mom and pop shops like Levi in Wyoming and Jesse and Pitmaster Supply in Utah. This is their family. West Virginia, Tasker Barbecue Supply. They wake up. This is their mom and pop shop. This is what they do for an income. They rather carry something like me and Uncle Steve, like you said, made by hand, filled by hand, weighed by hand, labeled by hand. I touch every single thing that you get into your mailbox, into your retail location. Every chimney is made here in this Fire Cubs Fab Shop. Every metal product is USA metal. I pay more for USA steel. I try not to raise the prices, but if I have to do it, I have to do it because I'm not going to give my customers crappy stuff.
Yep. That's fantastic.
That's just how it is. People say, oh, the metal prices are out of control. Well, once again, it's if you buy in volume. So if you bought metal when the metal prices were low and the metal prices went up, your stock didn't go up. You still bought it for what you bought it for. These people are trying to say, I have to increase, the price of your pit because the metal price went up. Well, any good pit maker is not buying a sheet of metal per pit. They're buying it in bulk. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So all this whole, it's $5,000 for the smoke room with $3,000 last month. I can't do that to people.
Yeah.
The chimneys won't be $800 next week.
Beautiful.
Russia invaded Ukraine, or China's not happy today.
But yeah, these, like I said, the wet dump water on it. It's gonna work. They're gonna hold up. I've seen them. I've seen it. You use them. Used them at competition. Like I said, the wind was blowing that rain sideways, and it lit my chimney to go that morning. Yeah,
our comp cooks are what really drive us. My SDA, my KCDS guys and gals, I should say, very successful guys and gals, because they're on the trenches, as I call it. They're out there, like you said. Oh, the wind came up on the event, the rain came up on the event, or I left the fire cups out, just because I didn't think about it and they got wet. Oh, wow, they started. So I get the feedback from everyone. That's where a lot of the R&D comes from, is the people that are using them every single day.
Yeah.
Like the XL cup wasn't needed until the Bitchet Chan, or whatever, that dense charcoal that everyone did, like Prime 6 and Jealous Devil makes a version of it. Well, one of my comp teams is sponsored by them, and he was taking 2 OG cups to light the fire. So he's like, hey, can you make me something bigger? Well, boom, the XL cup started. Well, the XL cup accidentally got into Jeremy Yoder's hand. He had been in town a year ago and got an OG cup and used it in the parking lot and was blown away and said, hey, we should film this. And the owner of BBQ HQ, Eric Rowley, says, no, man, it's really windy. I don't want to do the cup any injustice, which is actually funny, because it would have been perfect to see it in the wind, because that's where it was going to shine. So Mr. Mad Scientist knew about this product for a while. So when I got word that he was, doing our little special thing last month, we made the mega cup, and that thing burns for 27 minutes now. So he's the only one that has them. He has the first 6 test ones, and the video that he has out there using the fire cups lighting the Franklin Pit and the 750 is with an XL and a mega.
Okay.
So he will be using those now. As far as to light his pit, basically he went from his top 5 barbecue must-haves to his top 6. He had his fire cup and his barbecue bug-out bag. His little bag that he showed up at the airport with has fire cups in it now.
Oh, fantastic. You can't go wrong.
And TSA is okay with it, because everyone kept asking me, hey, can I take these in my carry-on? I said, check bag or not, they're not going to light themselves. They're not self-combustible.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. But you got to worry that the TSA there, they get questionable on some of the stuff. It's like, really?
Oh yeah, this bottle of water will jack up a whole flight, dude. I mean, I can't tell you how many bottles of water I've thrown away at the checkout line just because I took a sip off of it.
Oh yeah, it's wild now. But Anthony, man, I appreciate it, brother. Where can everybody find you social media-wise, your website for the cups and all your products, things like that?
I don't have a huge social media presence. It's just that's me personally. I'm on Instagram at Firecups at McCoolQ. That's the website. Oh, that's the Instagram that shows our product only. Our website is www.firecups.com. That'll take you through everything you need. The chimneys aren't on the website because I'm trying to adjust shipping, because they're beef. They weigh almost 9 pounds, and if you get any accessories, whatever. Long story short, I keep adding up weight-wise. But they can all be ordered through the Instagram, or you can go on our website and hit contact us and let me know you want one. Either way, we're very accessible. We're willing to help out anyone. I don't ship to Canada as of now, so please don't anyone nail me to the wall on that one. But USA shipping is all within 3 days of your order.
Beautiful, brother. Beautiful.
And, you can go the YouTube channels. Everyone that has their live chats, pretty much every night of the week there's someone on there. I'll jump on every once in a while if I feel like it, say hi or show something with the product. But everyone jump in the chat and say hi and support the barbecue community. You got the Daddy Dutches and the Sleeper Barbecues and all the up and coming RXTX Barbecue, Yes I Can, Simon, all these young guys, Leprechaun. You know, everyone out there supports the barbecue community, but they support people like me. They have me on as a guest, and it makes me so proud of what I'm doing because you guys take the time to have someone like me on there. And I'm probably one of the worst guests because I'm not very tech savvy and I probably don't have the most exciting things to talk about, but I stand by my products and that's what I love and that's all I care about.
That's what matters, brother. You stand behind what you believe in. That's 100%. But Anthony, man, I appreciate you taking the time, man. It was awesome for you to do this. Like I said, this will be on tomorrow at 5 o'clock. So... I'll put the post up and everything. But, man, thank you for helping me pull this off on a Monday morning. I appreciate it, brother.
I'm sorry I threw you a technical snafu in the morning, but I wasn't,
That was one of the easier ones we've dealt with. Some of them get really crazy. But, brother, thank you so much. Hang in there 1 second. I'll jump right back in with you. Awesome, Chrissy.
Just get this thing fixed, Chrissy. Microphone hates me right now.
That's all right.
Hi, another great show. Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Now I just want to buy these and test them. I want to. I know. I can hear you. I'm like, can you not break my bed? You're like, listen to how sturdy this is. I'm like, now I have.
Oh, if I broke this, Dave would be pissed.
I know. Awesome. What do we got coming down the line for next week?
Next week, we have a very special guest. How do I want to put this? Class of 2023 Barbecue Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. Byron Chisholm. You know him more of, going to all the stores and you see his rub up there for years. Bad Byron's Butt Rub. The big pink pig on the label. You know it. You've seen it. But, yes, Hall of Famer Byron Chisholm will be joining us next week.
Awesome.
So tune in for that. But that's it for this week, folks. I'd like to thank you all for joining us. Catch the audio wherever podcasts are found. Catch the video on Facebook, YouTube. YouTube, hit that subscribe button, notification bell. You have all the episodes right at your fingertips. Find all the social media links listed down below. Questions and comments, please send them to Pit Life BBQ podcast at gmail.com. And like always, subscribe, like, rate, and review. Hit that share button. And until next week, keep the smoke rolling.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.